Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today, I am playing a kind of crazy deck, although my hand is bad. This is a deck that is built around the various modules from Kaladesh. So it's basically a Kaladesh block deck. The modules all sort of play off of each other. There's the combo with Metallic Mimic and the 1-mana one to make a bunch of 2/2 tokens. You end up making a bunch of energy, making a bunch of tokens, putting a bunch of counters on things. So we'll see if we can sort of assemble our combo. We got War of Invention to find different pieces, Glint Nest Crane to dig for them, and some other general support cards. Ugh. This is not a great 6. Yeah, it's just all blue. Like, these words are incredibly difficult to cast. I think I have to go to 5 here. And for a 5-card hand, this one's not bad. Get to Crane on 2, play Fabrication Module on 3, maybe start using this thing. We got other ways to gain energy, just bloat up counters on this Crane, at least hold down the fort. But yeah, on 5, I'll keep that. I don't think I'm going to be able to use this Rebuke. I'm not going to get out ahead with any ways to improvise, so I'm actually going to bottom that. I really just want to find combo pieces because I'm low on resources, so I need to do something powerful to catch up. So Herbalife Canal looks like an energy deck. Ooh. So I could play Decoction Module here on 2, then Fabrication Module, and then play Glint Nest Crane and immediately get an energy and a counter on it. Oh, that seems cool. Let's do it. Just going to try to maximize the value of all my cards. Our opponent is staring at Decoction Module, thinking what they've gotten themselves into. I'm playing the world's best draft deck. If any of you drafted a lot of Kaladesh, getting some of these module combos going was one of the more entertaining things you could do. Oh, are we playing some sort of crazy mirror? Is that why our opponent was so confused that they didn't realize that we're both playing the same deck? Oh, yeah. I guess we are playing a mirror. Well, that is kind of insane, actually. But here we are. Get our second Fabrication Module. If I could draw a 4th land next turn, I can go Decoction Module into Glint Nest Crane and get 2 energy and 2 counters on my Crane. Then my Crane will eat theirs. Their Crane bricked too, so that's also nice. Well, can't say I expected to play the mirror. Yeah, I'll take 1. Oh, didn't hit the land. I'm not really that concerned about getting beat down, and I do think I just want to maximize the value of my cards. I'm thinking about just playing the module here anyway. And then I might not even Crane next turn, I might just Ballista. So then once I get the Ballista down, then I can feed all of the +1/+1 counters from Fabrication Module onto the Ballista. So yeah, let's just play another Decoction Module. All the modules. Hopefully our opponent doesn't do something too crazy this turn. Not exactly aware of what is possible. But they do have more mana than us and 6 cards in hand, so Aether Hub's a good one. That gets a counter on their Crane. Yeah, I might have to get some counters on Cranes just to hold off theirs. They found a Decoction Module. Yeah, take 2. And they have they have a Metallic Rebuke. That's why they didn't play their own thing. Okay, which of these do I want them to rebuke? I don't have a lot of mana to use the animation module. But it does complete the Voltron, which should be good enough. I think I want them to counter the Crane, because when I Voltron, I want to Voltron with Ballista. I'm just going to... So if I play Crane, they counter it. I play Animation Module. Then, if they don't have another removal spell, I can play a Ballista for 2 next turn. Ballista for 2 mana for X equals 1. Get 2 energy. Yeah, get 2 energy. That triggers Fabrication Module twice. I'll put a counter on Ballista, trigger Animation Module, pay 1, get a servo, get 2 more energy. That puts 3 more counters on this Ballista. So I'll have a 5 counter Ballista. And I can just sort of go from there. I might get tempoed out here, but I have all the pieces. I hope I just draw lands. A 4th land next turn would be incredible. Yep, there's the Rebuke. Not going to pay. I have assembled Tron. Unfortunately, they're about to, I think, start going off themselves with Decoction Module. They just go Decoction Module something, maybe a Ballista of their own. That would be pretty bad, because then they could break up mine. Oh, and they have Animation Module. Okay. Well, we both have established Voltron. Yeah, and they have their own Ballista. Yeah, just fell behind from not making land drops here. Now our Ballista is just going to die to theirs. And they have way more mana to abuse this whole thing. I can whir for... what can I even whir for? There's not really anything good, yeah. Yeah, this deck you're just whirring for other modules. So there's a Gonti's Aether Heart, but that's not very good right now. So next turn, even if they have 2 ETB tapped lands, which I don't even think are in the deck because they have 3 canals already, they can tap the Animation Module, put a counter on Ballista, make a token that gets an energy, put a counter on Ballista, do that again. So that gets the Ballista up to 5. And so they attack for 8, deal 5, so they're 1 short. But if they have an untapped land, I'm dead on board. So I have to do something. And yeah, I can't even whir for the Aether Heart. I'm 1 short, I'm 2 short of that. So I just have to do this thing, which is not very good. X equals 1. I guess it does kill their Ballista, so it's actually not bad. But I'm going to have to find like mana and probably gain tempo with Aether Heart at some point, and I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, geez. Is there a way I want to... let's make our 1/1, I guess. This wasn't how I wanted to put this last, actually, I think. Because now I think they can kill it. But okay, he actually how do I stop this? Yeah, I need to do this servo thing last. I'm gonna lose this servo now. This was bad. If I put it on the servo, they just remove a counter, deal with it, and then I try to put a counter on Ballista, they deal with it, and I get to deal a point. If I go for a Ballista first, They use a counter to kill mine in response. I use a counter to go to kill theirs. They use theirs to kill servo. So I should target the servo first. And they should certainly use the ballista because it's going to die anyway. But yeah, they just had everything. The first crane missed, but it didn't really matter. This lands is tough. Okay. If I can find another ballista of my own, actually, then I might be able to come back in this. I also do have a lot of energy now. Oh, they have Inventor's Fair. They can actually just find another ballista. Which might be their play here. Can't believe we got parried in a mirror. How ridiculous is that? If I got to keep my 1/1, then I would have a 3/3 actually, and it would be another artifact. I would be in a much better shape here. That was a big mistake on my part. Really big mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm still, yeah, and I'd be able to whir actually for Aetherheart and maybe set something up here. But as is, I think I'm just going to die to their ballista. So they get a ballista on end step. They untap. They play it for X equals 1. They have at least 3 mana left. They do so much stuff. What can I can't even really whir for anything. I guess all I do is use the animation module to give myself an energy, in case that's relevant. So, sure. But as is, I'm probably dead. Yep, found Walking Ballista. And that should bury me. Trigger many things. It's weird to me that animation module triggers from the ballista just entering the battlefield. It says it enters with them. It doesn't say they're placed on them, but it's just one of the weird quirks of how the language of Magic works. I could have tried to get Metallic Mimic. I guess that's what I would do this turn, but that's not even good against Ballista. Yeah, make a bunch of stuff. Make a giant Ballista. And a bunch of servos. They are going off, not we. We are being gone off upon. And that's much worse. Look. Yeah, so they get to make a 6/6 ballista and 4 1/1 tokens. Brings me to 8. Yeah, I'm just very dead. Okay, how do you fight the mirror? Who knows? So, honestly, I do not have any clue. um, my guess is you fight the mirror by getting ahead. None of us has answers to the modules once they enter the battlefield. I think the key is going to be winning these ballista wars and having good counter spells. So I'm going to cut the Aether Heart and a couple wars and be more defensive. Could bring in Cannonade to deal with like a pile of 1/1s from this, but once that's happening, if you haven't dealt with it, I think you're going to lose anyway. And I think I'll just cut a Virtuoso, which is sort of the value card. So this is my plan. Not at all sure that it's good, but we will see. Maybe I'm supposed to cut Thriving Turtle. Maybe I want Harness Lighting just to be able to kill ballistas. But huh. Once again, my hand is shy on lands, which is probably important. Like these, and I only have one module, one kind of module. My hand's all twos, so I'm not going to be able to double spell. I don't think this hand is good enough. Well, at least this one has lands. But it doesn't have any modules. I think I have to mulligan this one too. This one's pretty good. This one actually does a lot of stuff. So opponent mulled to 6 and kept. I don't really want another fabrication module when I'm a little light on lands, even though I like the energy. So let's bottom that. They topped, how lucky. And Thriving Turtle. Get some energy to power these hubs. They have turn 1 animation module. That's good. So there is a question of whether or not I want to attack, put a counter on this Thriving Turtle, and make a 1/1, and I just don't think I do. So I think I need to wait and maybe use that as a trigger later when I have more of the synergies down. They're really good at drawing Canal. It's a little unfortunate that I have all these hubs to play before the module too. They're going to be definitely better afterwards. It looks like they're first crane bricked again. Nice. More energy. There's a fabrication module. And I'll pass again. So next turn, if I play Whirler, go up to 5 energy, 6 energy with the fabrication module. 3 canals again, and another decoction module. Oh, and they have Rebuke here. Man, they are really good at this. Really, really good. Huh. Wish I had drawn that island last turn. I could have saved the hub, but am I just supposed to not play Whirler here because into a Rebuke? It is possible they don't have the Rebuke, and they mulligan to 6. They're just playing their stuff. If they don't have a fabrication module, I do still get to make a 1/1 here. I just have the feeling they have a rebuke. Yes, pay that. Make a thing. Now, if I no, I think I just want to pass. I don't want to spend the energy into a rebuke either. I can use animation module to give myself an energy, put a counter on something, and keep going. Wow, they are really good drunk now. Almost too good. Another decoction module, so they get to keep holding up rebuke. So I'm going to give myself an energy because that'll get a counter anyway from fabrication module. So I just net more. Let's get a counter on the servo. And they actually have a hard time blocking here. And I really just want another land. Crane. Crane is not great. Because they have rebuke again. I think I might hold these until I have a fifth land and I can double spell. Because right now they can't really block, and I'm doing something every turn. Yes, get a 1/1. If they block with Crane, then I can get an extra counter on whatever they block. I guess they don't mind that. Well, I'll choose myself. And I'll put another counter on this turtle. Now I have 6 power on board and they have nothing. And that's pretty good. Extra land would be great. If they have rebuke, it's now been made bad because they're pretty far behind. But hopefully they don't have... I guess they don't even have... They have the sort of pair of modules that doesn't do a lot together. This one makes energy, and then this one is counters and servos. Okay. They have a whir here to find the other piece. But now they can't rebuke unless their last card is a land. So that's kind of good for us. But we could pretty quickly... Ooh. Now I have a whir for another piece. Unfortunately, if I were... yeah, if I were, I have to use all my energy to do it, and then I can't get anything going. Throwing all these hubs was not great. So what am I most scared of out of them? I'm assuming they have a rebuke. If their last card is like a walking ballista, that's a problem. They play it for 1, get 2 energy, put 2 counters on it, make 2 servos, get 4 more energy, put... Oh, jeez. Yeah, if they just have a ballista, it ends up being a really big ballista. They get 2, 4, 6 energy. It ends up being a 7/7. That is a no bueno. I can't double spell with any of these either. So I only get to play 1 spell. I think it's a matter of how I best fight against walking ballista. Um, that might be to try to crane for a ballista of my own. Um, which is just not great. Alternatively, I can just do what I've been doing and try to apply pressure, attack, put a fourth counter on the turtle. You pay one to get another token, then give myself. I'd have to give myself an energy first. Say, put a counter on this servo, and then make a 1/1, another 1/1, and then put another counter here. So that would attack for 8. They'd still be able to wipe away basically all my servos, which would be rough. If I were for decoction module, then I can attack for 6 still. Should probably just do the thing that costs the most mana, and then that can supercharge me. Right, hold on. Blue, blue, blue. Pay 1, pay 1. We're for 2. And they do have to have the ballista if we assume that one of their remaining cards is a rebuke. Then we could just be fine even if they don't have it, or even if they we could be fine if they don't have it. I mean, now our mana situation is rough. Really want to draw another island or a mountain, or the fourth hub would actually be great too. That would start a chain by itself without having to cast a spell. Yeah, that would actually be insane. The fourth hub is probably the best draw we have. Okay. This will be the key turn of this game. Well, they have ballista. And we're going to be in rough shape. See if they leave a mana untapped trying to hold up the rebuke. Probably smart for them to do so. It does mean their ballista would only be a 5/5. Which might be manageable. Oh no, they're going for it. Could be that we just played around a rebuke that wasn't there. Well, we did use our mana in other ways. But getting the Virtuoso down and getting that extra energy would have been really nice. It is incredible. 7/7 ballista. Can I beat this? It's going to be tough. Oh, there is a land that we've been wanting. Play this crane. Let's put this first. I want to look and see what we hit. Another decoction module. Doesn't matter. And how do I want to... I think I want to make the flyer big and the thing with a lot of toughness. See if I can bait some counters off this crane, or off this ballista. Maybe I was supposed to just make the turtle big. Yeah, because now I don't get to continue the chain. Yeah, that was probably a mistake too. If I put it on the turtle as a 4/7, then I get to make a 1/1, get another energy. I should just work on making the turtle giant and maybe trumping the ballista that way. Because then I have a huge turtle and a bunch of 1/1s that the ballista has to check. Now I could give myself an energy with the module. That doesn't really do much. I think I'll just get this down. Yeah, I should have ended by making the crane big. Ugh. Okay. Okay, killing the virtuoso. So they are going in with using their ballista. That's probably a bad sign for me. Probably means they have more to back this up. Now I'll put the energy there because they're not going to use their last counter to deal with the servo, I don't think. Don't have the mana to pay for that. I'll get another energy. And I'll make a 3/3. Not like dead or anything crazy, right? If they play another ballista, let's say, on one with another land, they get 2, 4, 6, 8 energy. Yeah, if they have second ballista and untapped land, which they didn't have last turn, if they just have second ballista, then they make 6 energy again. This is a 7/7, so that's 16. Plus the one from the other ballista, that's 17. But I would die to untap land and another ballista. Okay. Yes, that is fine. Uh, yeah, maybe I was supposed to play into a rebuke. I did get to use my mana in other ways, though. I think that this them assembling it with Ballista before. In both games, they've been the first person to assemble Tron and Ballista. And that is sort of the bee's knees. Maybe I'm supposed to have Harness Lightning in as a result, just to be able to deal with those Ballistas before they get out of hand. Oh, wow. They're going to try to find Aether Heart? Something crazy like that? Well, I have no reason to get more modules onto the battlefield, so why don't I just attack? Yes, I will pay for that. And I'll pay for that. And maybe I'm supposed to play the other decoction module. This is gonna use all my mana anyway. I want to make this a 5 first to force some action there. Maybe they have a harness lightning. Yes. Get another energy. Now I'm fine targeting there. If they try to do something in response, no. Pay 1. Yes. Get another energy. We'll make both of our creatures lethal. This is pretty awesome. And we have 2 6-power things. Granted, I have no time on my clock, so it's going to be hard to win game 3. Shielded Aether Thief. They brought that one in. That's pretty good. I don't really know what's going to happen now. They're gonna, how big can they make the... I guess they're just going to make the ballista big and chump with some servos. It's pretty good. But I am ahead on mana, which certainly helps. So, yeah, every creature they play just puts 6 counters on ballista. That's like every 2 mana creature. Yeah, so they actually get to eat this servo. That's gross. So I needed to make it a 7/7. I should have thought of the Shielded Aether Thief. Should have made it a 7/7 and a 5. But the 5/8 gets eaten by ballista too. They block a 7/7, and then it can remove a counter after damage. So I actually couldn't create 2 creatures that were short of getting ballisted. Yeah, now they have 1,000,000 energy. They get to draw extra cards here. If they have another creature, then I'm probably dead. They put 6 more counters, make it a 13/13, make it an 8/8 to kill my blockers, attack me for 9. That's only 17. But if they have another land and a 2 mana creature, then I'm dead. This is disgusting. Yeah, ballistas is too good. And then their ballista gets to stop mine from ever getting out of control. And all they did was make sure that my flyers were dead. It's my one way of getting through a wall of servos. Smart. And I've sort of flooded on modules here. The second decoction module is good, but or can be good. They can give that a counter. They can give it 3 counters. Yeah, I have to block. They can give it a counter with the animation module, make a 1/1 as a result, get 2 more energy, put 2 more counters on it. It's a 10/10. Deals me 20. So it is indeed a lethal threat. If they spend a turn like dealing with my entire board with their ballista and getting the ballista low, maybe I can rip my own ballista and get back into it, but I'm just going to time out before I really get to kill them. Another fabrication module, that's pretty good. Weird mirror. 13, 13. Yeah, I think they're just going to ignore the turtle. They have all these servos to block it. That makes sense. Leave their ballista to be gigantic. Yeah, it's just another island. That is not going to be good. Just never found a ballista this game. If I got mine down, I would have had it down first, I think. Get another counter on that. Pay 1. I'm going to force him to use counters now from the ballista to deal with these servos. I guess I can do that later, actually. So let's just make this big. Make another thing. Make another thing, and I might just be dead anyway. Yeah, I don't think making the turtle gigantic really makes a difference here. I don't have any way of getting it through, so I might as well force the ballista in case they have the pirate sweeper to get through, which was in my sideboard. Yeah, this is going to happen every turn, and as long as they have things, we both have so much energy. As long as they have creatures to keep playing. Oh, they're just going to get the Aether Heart now. I'll let them have their fun here. I kind of want to see exactly how crazy it gets. I mean, they're going to get to Time Walk here. They keep putting counters on the ballista. Keep getting it. Oh god! And the energy from the Aether Heart also gets them another counter. Yeah, I'm just dead right now. Not even. They don't even need the extra turn. Just the Aether Heart trigger is enough. Sure. So I couldn't really do anything there. If I hold back, they just make a giant ballista, kill all my blockers, and then get to untap and make it giant again. Well, I may have not gotten to go crazy, but you certainly saw what the deck is capable of when the synergies come together, which I think is pretty cool. It gets out of hand very, very quickly, and it does with Ballista certainly. And then you saw that just getting the Tron into play and then ballistaing with it was the key, and it trumped everything else that we were doing. So I probably should have had Harness Lightning in my deck after board, given how important Ballista is, and just been the removal heavy deck. And especially with the way I played it too, where I was kind of playing smaller ball and getting in the pressure, having the most disruption too to back that up would have been really good. But instead, I did not, and I learned my lesson in very painful fashion. So, hope you enjoyed watching that one, and you can come back and see me on Monday. Bye.